Sugar Ray Leonard ended his career. Donald Curry, Brett Lally, Jorge Castro, Carl Daniels, and Meldrick Titter. So here we go. The referee is Guadalupe Garcia. Terry Norris wearing the white and red trunks. Simon Brown wearing the dark trunks with the light trim.
You know, just to look at him, Norris looks so much bigger and stronger than Simon Brown, yet the weight is just about the same.
A fight that is long awaited and twice postponed because of the injuries to Simon Brown.
This is what you call an edge of your seat fight, because these both guys got explosive power. And as we saw, Terry Norris had a point in his chin where he goes down, and certainly Simon can deliver that blow. But the difference in size is kind of surprising when you first look at it.
It'll be interesting to see, too, if he comes out, Norris, that is, the same way he did against Waters, just throwing throwing caution to the wind early and just abandoning everything but offense, because he could really run out of gas early against a guy like Brown, who's been the distance and experience in title fights that he has.
Oh, he's punching very hard, is Norris. Norris is putting in hard punches.
Norris looking to end this thing quickly. As Bobby referred to, an adventurous 3 rounds with the Australian Troy Waters. After Norris dropped Waters in the first, Norris got lazy in the second and received a wake-up call. Waters decked Norris with a right to the temple. The only other time he went down was in his last loss, a second-round KO by Julian Jackson back in 1989. But Norris in that fight showing his resiliency, able to bounce back and take care of Troy Waters. Now he's trying to do the same against Simon Brown.
Well, once Terry Norris finds out he can walk through you, he will walk through you like he did Meldrick Taylor. Right now, that's what he's trying to establish, to see how much Simon's got to keep him from coming right through. Simon keeps complaining to the referee. I don't know what he's complaining about. I didn't see anything wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you watch Simon Brown, he's looking to throw a little bit of a looping right hand around Norris's left hand, probably aiming for the same spot in the temple that Waters hit to drop Norris. But right now, he's got to worry about the onslaught that's coming, because Norris is just not going backwards.
Norris, power and speed, well-disciplined, throws a lot of punches, as you can see. Excellent technician, good counter-puncher. Piercing jab and a wicked left hook. Uppercut by Simon Brown, very effective when pressing the action at close range. Has the potent left hook. But is he past his prime?
Well, he sure is throwing some thunderous punches now. Some of those body shots are landing, and they're very effective when Simon Brown throws them. He's a great body puncher.
And down goes Norris. What a shocker!
He shoved it quick. He stuck him with a left hand real quick, and it is a knockdown. But it's one of those flash knockdowns where you're walking in, all of a sudden there's a fist in your face.
That's the point in the chin we talked about. He can be hit, and there's a bell to save him. Keep your eye on Simon Brown, because it's a punch that lands as a jab. It's a jab.
It's what we call a shotgun jab, that power jab, and Norris walks right into it and buckled his knees.
Let's look at it real close.
Again. He just stuffs it right. He steps into him. Watch, boom, right on the chin, dead in the right on the button.
And he went on his back. That is no little trip. That is a big knockdown. It's a 10-8 round for Simon Brown to start out.
This is going to be an interesting fight, fellas.
Oh. I mean, we knew that from the fight with the Australian Troy Waters. I mean, he can get hit. He was doing his work trying to go through Simon Brown, but Simon Brown is too much of a champion, and he can punch.
And round 2, we'll see if Brown can finish off the champion, or can Terry Norris bounce back just as he did against Troy Waters. But Simon Brown is not Troy Waters. He's got a lot more savvy.
That's an excellent comment, Steve. Troy Waters was a fighter who was very, very untested, unknown, and had big heart, a good chin, and just tried hard. But Simon Brown's been tested. Simon Brown knows how to work a fighter, knows how to wait, knows how to rest, does know his way around there very well.
And knows how to punch. Right now, he's throwing very hard. He's economical in his punch. He's looking for that one punch. That may be a mistake, because he was starting to unload and starting to get combinations going, and that's what put Terry Norris down. He got caught by one.
So a stunning first round for the challenger, Simon Brown, putting Terry Norris flat on his back with a left jab right on the button.
But anybody who's watched and followed Simon Brown's career can tell you that's no surprise. And anybody who's been watching Terry Norris lately can tell you it's no surprise that when he gets hit, he goes down. He just gets up fighting, and that's the mark of a great champ.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Simon Brown always dangerous. He's known for early speed as well, and he's dangerous particularly when he's behind, as we saw against his good friend Maurice Blocker. But here he's ahead now, midway through the second round.
There's another good right hand.
Right hand by Simon Brown that landed on the face of Norris.
Part of the problem here for Simon Brown is can he weather this onslaught and have enough left to do damage to Terry Norris, because he's taking a lot of big hard blows.
He is taking some shots from Terry Norris, taking very hard shots. What that's going to do to him later, we don't know, but boy, he's coming back with some big ones himself.
Norris looking to withstand this pressure by Simon Brown, who's looking for the upset. A great start by the challenger, Simon Brown. Back comes Norris with the right hand. And you know that at any moment, Norris can unleash an explosive punch, and Simon Brown very cognizant of that. Less than 30 seconds in round two.
Tell you what, the amount of power they're throwing on each shot. There goes Norris again. Right hand to the temple. Now he's in trouble. Will he be able to survive?
Simon Brown, a good finisher, looking to polish off the champion Terry Norris here at the end of round two. And meanwhile, Norris just looking to hold on. And a good left uppercut to finish the round by Brown. And Brown wants to go after Norris some more.
And this is Brown as he comes back from that big bomb of Norris. You've seen 2 and 3 good shots at Terry Norris. Nothing moves Simon Brown. He comes back punching, and that punching is what got Terry Norris back in trouble. And when he gets in trouble, he really looks like it. He's a flag waving.
You see later in the round where the right hand right on the temple, Norris's legs come out from under him once again. He gets in trouble. He puts his back up against the ropes to lean on him, which many fighters do to give him a little extra support. And he was getting teed off on, but I don't think it was enough to win the round. I still think Norris dominated the entire round except the last 15 seconds.
Round 3 scheduled for 12. The other thing about Simon Brown, should Norris get going here, Brown has a very strong chin. Dropped just twice in 41 fights. The first time against Tyrone Trice, and then the second time against James Buddy McGirt.
It's not as if Terry Norris is not finding the range. He is finding the range. It's at these last moment earthquakes that he gets himself into. In my book, lost his last round. I disagree with Bobby because he was so in the wind that it's a mark of effectiveness of Brown. Brown is really dangerous.
Simon Brown won the first round with a knockdown, 10-8.
There's another big right hand landed on the money, and I'll tell you right now, Terry Norris does not have his legs under him.
No.
He's in trouble, and I'll tell you what, this fight is going to be one interesting fight each and every round. Terry has so much courage that he just wants to walk right back into the fight, get right back into it.
I want to reiterate what I said at the beginning. This is an edge of the seat fight. When I come up to the edge of the seat when a fight is starting, I know it's going to be good, and this is it.
We're only in round 3, and Simon Brown having his way with the champion Terry Norris. Norris considered by many pound for pound the best fighter in the world today, but Simon Brown taking issue with that. Midway through the third. Simon Brown, who is 30 years old, born in Clarendon, Jamaica. Family moved to Washington, D.C. when he was 12, now lives in Mount Airy, Maryland. Terry Norris, 4 years younger than the challenger Brown.
Oh.
Good right hand by Brown. He's just letting it all hang out. This could be his last stand, and he's coming through thus far.
But he keeps eating right-hand shots from Terry Norris. That's got to take effect on him. He's 30 years old, and he's taking some bombs. Remember, Terry Norris is a big puncher.
Terry Norris, once he starts getting that little rhythm to, you'll see him start doing that little bop back and forth, rock his hands, and start to time punches. He digs in, leaps in with punches. He's stronger, he's quicker, and he's also better defensively. Right now, he seems to have things back in control, and Simon Brown has a lot of trouble ahead of him still.
Well, Brown showing a little showboat. Don't be too cutesy, Simon.
Doing a little Terry on Norris.
Very nice. 20 seconds remaining in the third. This is a combination by Terry Norris. Brown continues to showboat, flicking the jab, showing the bolo with the right. He's got to be careful. I would not do that against Terry Norris. Blood on the lower lip of Simon Brown as the bell goes. And look at this. Norris is stunned.
They better sit him down in a hurry. Sit him down in a hurry.
He got tagged at the bell at the end of round 3, did Terry Norris.
He was out on his feet.
Staggered by Brown.
Well, here you take a look at it. There goes the right hand again on the tempo, left hook following it. The bell doesn't quite ring yet. And watch him try and make it to the corner. He almost can't get his legs to work. They're keeping him up in the corner so he doesn't sit down and the legs might cramp or knot up on him.
And he shouldn't do that. They should sit him down and they should be massaging his legs. They should have ice down the front, ice in the back, and they should be working on him. I know Angelo Soria and I would have been working on this guy, get him his mind back on this fight and his blood running. He's got to get his blood running in his legs.
Chavez looks like he's buoyed by what's going on with Simon Brown and Terry Norris. Here we go into round 4. Has Terry Norris been able to collect himself? He's been knocked down once and staggered at the end of round 3.
And at the end of round 2. At each round he's been staggered.
Simon Brown has come out as a southpaw in this round, looking to whip right hooks on the side of the head. And look at this.
And he's effective.
It's something that Norris wasn't expecting and right now isn't handling very well.
This crowd on its feet here.
He's going to have to land something big to keep Simon Brown off him because Simon can feel this upset. The vulnerability of Terry has never been as big as right now, as we've seen him right now. He is on the precipice of a disaster.
He's only lost 3 times in 39 fights, Terry Norris. Derek Kelly in 87, Joseph Walker a disqualification.
Oh,
and down he goes.
look at that right hand.
Terry Norris is down, and this might be it. Can he get up?
He cannot.
It might
7,
be all over.
8. That's it.
It's over.
Terry Norris has been dethroned. What an upset. Simon Brown is the new WBC Super Welterweight Champion. Look at this. He's on the ground.
I said it in the Troy Waters fight, and I have to say it again. That is the part of the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world that everybody said maybe would be the downfall for Terry Norris if he wanted to be all that, and he just can't take that shot, and is so offensive-minded.